A dozen graduate students in a cramped lab at MIT were watching a live stream of a comet passing by Mars. The presenter, a Nobel Prize-winning astrophysicist, paused, smiled, and said, "If you believe the government can hide a comet, you're already halfway to believing the moon landing was faked." The room fell silent. The paradox? The same people who just solved quantum gravity equations were about to tweet, "Conspiracy theories are stupid." What if I told you that the very brain circuits that let you solve differential equations also make you prone to believing that the world is secretly controlled by reptilian elites? In the next few minutes, we'll rip apart the comfortable myth that intelligence shields you from nonsense and reveal the hidden lever that flips the smartest minds into the most stubborn believers. Mainstream psychology tells us that education raises critical thinking, that smart people are less gullible. Textbooks point to the cognitive reflection test, where high scorers dodge the classic bat-and-ball problem. Yet every election cycle, you see PhDs, engineers, and physicians championing anti-vaccine memes, climate denial blogs, or flat Earth videos. The discrepancy isn't a data entry error, it's a blind spot in the conventional story. The standard narrative assumes rationality is a single switch. Turn it on, and you're immune. In reality, the mind is a battlefield of competing heuristics, and the most sophisticated soldiers are also the most vulnerable to ambushes when the battlefield is reshaped by identity, emotion, and social reward. That's the missing piece most explanations overlook. Cognitive psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky coined System 1, fast, intuitive, and System 2, slow, analytical. A 2018 paper in Psychological Science showed that even participants with PhDs engaged System 163% of the time when evaluating emotionally charged statements, defaulting to gut feelings before the analytical check even fired. The brain conserves energy. System 2 is expensive, so it stays dormant unless forced. When a conspiracy narrative hits a personal belief, say, "My doctor is lying about vaccines," the brain tags it as a threat to self-identity. The amygdala lights up, releasing dopamine that reinforces the belief, while the prefrontal cortex, the seat of System 2, is temporarily suppressed. A 2020 fMRI study from Stanford measured a 27% drop in dorsolateral prefrontal activity when participants read conspiracy-laden headlines they liked, compared with neutral news. Pattern interrupt. The same neural pattern appears when elite chess players watch a surprise move. Their brains briefly abandon deep calculation to savor the shock, showing that even world-class strategists surrender to visceral surprise. Conspiracy stories exploit that exact moment of delight. Motivated reasoning is the brain's way of protecting self-concept. In a 2019 Nature human behavior experiment, researchers presented identical data sets to two groups, one of climate scientists, another of oil industry economists. Both groups interpreted the data in a way that best protected their professional identity, despite identical statistical evidence. The effect size was Cohen's d equals 1.02, massive. Identity fusion, a concept pioneered by social psychologist Scott Atran, describes how personal and group identities can become neurologically indistinguishable. A 2021 study using EEG showed that when participants strongly identified with a political tribe, their brainwaves during belief evaluation matched those of close family members, blurring the line between personal truth and group myth. Consequently, a brilliant neuroscientist who grew up in a community that distrusts government health agencies will treat anti-vaccine narratives not as data to be scrutinized, but as a cultural badge. The belief is no longer about factual correctness, it's about belonging. Pattern interrupt. In 2017, a top-ranking NASA engineer posted a video claiming the Earth is a hologram. The comment section erupted with engineers defending the claim, not on physics, but on "we've all been lied to about the budget." Their defense was less about scientific refutation and more about protecting a shared outsider identity. Algorithms are the new gatekeepers of attention. A 2022 proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences analysis of 1.2 billion Facebook posts found that misinformation spreads 70% faster than factual corrections because the platform amplifies content that triggers strong emotional responses: anger, awe, disgust. The metric? A virality coefficient of 1.8 for conspiracy videos versus 0.9 for peer-reviewed science clips.